everyone, I'm back from my workshop trip and I wanted to create this video kind of recapping my experience traveling down south teaching my painting workshops. And I actually wanted to make this video sooner, but I came home, I was kind of tired, had to reorganize my studio and all that. And then after that I got sick. I got the flu, which I thought I was going to avoid, but apparently not. I avoided some of the colder weather up here, but I didn't avoid the flu. It wasn't that bad. I was a little sick, but I didn't really get that sick. And the bad part about it was I lost my voice for about 4 days. And you can kind of hear it now. It's still kind of, I don't know, weird sounding. That weird, nasally, deep, weird, I don't know how to describe it other than weird voice. So I figure I might as well make the video now. I've got my voice back here for a couple days. I might as well just talk and ramble so I can lose it again, right? So that's what I'm going to do. On the trip, it was a great experience. I've done the workshop trips before, but this was the first time I went down south, and it was a lot of driving. We drove over 4,200 miles. We painted with about 100 different people in 5 different cities, and it was a lot of fun. The first night we left northern Maine, it was 22 below zero, and we were really happy to be leaving that freezing cold weather and going down south. Our first stop was Nashville, and the first day we drove 18 hours and we were dead tired. We get out of the car and it's still freezing cold. We were in Roanoke, Virginia, and it was freezing cold, and we go into the hotel and we get to our room and the room's heat wasn't on and it was like 30 degrees in the room. And we are Mainers, so we thought maybe, hey, we'll stay in the room, it'll be okay, we're used to it once you get under the covers. Well, you pull the covers back and they're ice cold. There's just no way after 18 hours of driving that we were going to stay in there. So we got our room switched, which was good. Fortunately, we stayed at a hotel that was kind of, what should I say, cheap. So, you know, there were a lot of available rooms. And fortunately, the next room that we stayed in was 50 degrees, which was completely tolerable for us. Anyway, so after that, we slept for a few hours, drove to Nashville the next day, 7 more hours of driving, and had our first workshop. And in the workshops, we painted this painting, which I called The Beat Grows Over. And this painting has a lot of elements in it that really teach a lot of different things, like distance, cool colors and warm colors, creating atmosphere and some distance within the painting. So that's why I chose this one, and it was a lot of fun because it's really colorful, and it's not quite as hard as maybe the first workshop I did, and a lot of people really caught on really well, and I was really impressed with how well everyone painted. So after Nashville, we went down to Atlanta, which actually technically we went to Duluth, which is the Atlanta area. And I was really nervous about that one because it was my biggest group. It had 25 people in it. Most of the times my workshops have 19 or 20. And so I was a little bit nervous having 25, but it was a big room, and food was provided, and there were a lot of things that made it feel like it was going to be okay that there were 25 people there. And actually it went really, really well. I was still able to walk around and help everyone individually. Luckily, I paint really fast. So when I get up at a workshop, I can do a step, and then I do it within a few minutes, and then I can walk around and help everybody while they're doing the step that I just showed. So it works out really well. So Atlanta was cool, and then we went to Naples, Florida, which finally we got to some warm weather. Atlanta was still cold, but once we got to Naples, it was like 72, 73 degrees. And that was just right for us because we just left 22 below zero weather. So anything above 60 felt really good to us. So we went to Naples, Orlando, and then Jacksonville, and then home. And like I said, it was 4,200 miles. I got to teach a lot of great people. It was almost 100 people all together, and I was really impressed. We had people that had never painted before, people who had painted just a little bit, and then, you know, everybody else, the people who have painted for a few years and then for 10, 15, 20 years. So it's really neat to have such a variety of skill level and a variety of people who have just started or who have some experience. It was really cool to try to see the differences and where people struggle, where people do really well. And it's really good for me as an instructor to be able to see where people have a hard time. So when I do my online lessons or my future workshops, I can adjust and focus on the things that people might have a harder time with. I think the hardest thing for everybody is clouds, and then after that, everybody really catches on to everything really easily. Clouds are hard because they're so subtle in their variations of value and color. But when I get to work with people one-on-one, they really start to grasp the concept of how to create soft edges and highlights and things like that. So the trip was a lot of fun. It was a lot of driving. We were really tired. You would think we were gone for 2 weeks. You would think we'd have some free time to do some stuff on our trip, but not really. We would do the workshop for 2 days, and then at night we'd have some open time, but we were pretty tired, so we'd just go to a restaurant and then go to bed. So we weren't all that much fun this time because of so much driving. We'd do the workshop for 2 days and we'd drive to the next location, which was usually 6 to 10 hours away. So it was pretty crazy. 4,200 miles in 2 weeks. I wouldn't highly recommend doing that, but it's doable. We did it. It was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to the next workshops. I'm going to be doing a workshop in Michigan, Dallas. Dallas is coming right up in March, Michigan in June, and then I've got some other ones I'm planning: Toronto, Ottawa, New York, Fredericksburg, Virginia, and Vancouver, British Columbia. Which, if you're interested in any of those, head over to timgagnon.com, my website, and check them out. I also have a link down here in the information area, and you can click on that as well and check out the workshops. Or if you want to try something online, I have a ton of online painting lessons as well. Thanks for watching all my videos. Hope you enjoyed the little update from my workshop. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.